Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Stick Ranger Art Contest playthrough. So last time around, we did the first set of levels, and in between this episode and that one, I actually did a lot of off-screen grinding. I got a bunch of new weapons for my Rangers. I got the double bow, I got the fire ring. Surprisingly, these are the only two rings you can get up to this point, which kind of surprised me. And I got the submachine gun for the gunner, which is a weapon I actually like quite a bit for him. I also got a bunch of spare weapons right here, just in case, or in a spare compo items. Okay, let's go ahead and start. Give me one moment. I want to reset the browser real quick because it's kind of chugging a little bit. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay. Let's go ahead and start this. I think I'd like to go to Grassland 3. Why not? Oh, this is the level with the dragons. I think you can get a Oh no, you can get a new weapon for the priest from this level that I actually use for most of the game. Well, not most of the game, but like it's a type of weapon I'm a huge fan of. It's kind of the priest equivalent to the long ring. Most of I remember most of these I actually did grind off of enemies. Actually, all of them did. The long ring I specifically remember getting from the I remember specifically getting from Hill Country 1. I'm going to put you to the side for now. This level is actually a little bit tricky, in my opinion. There's a lot of flying enemies combined with hopping enemies that are typically kind of dangerous to deal with. Let's see here. You can probably kind of see these new items in action. I forgot if I got the poison arrow last time. Basically, it poisons an enemy whenever this charges up, like the arrow that is on the charge attack will poison enemies, which is kind of cool. The fire glove will shoot out fire when it charges up. I think it's the first fire. It's the first. Yeah, I think it's the first magical weapon you can actually get for the boxer. Okay, there we go. Well, somebody died, but yeah. Is there like a red dragon in this level? Yeah, that thing. Okay. I'm gonna take this thing out, and then I'm gonna go see if I can fight the boss of this area. Give that to you. Also, for now, I think this is a little bit better for you. Yeah, I think that's a better damage output, especially since you're fighting no more than like 2 enemies at once. There is a different version of the Mach Punch called like the Sonic Punch or something, and I see a lot of people confuse the two weapons, whereas they actually do completely different things, and that killed that monster way faster than I thought that would. Alright, let's go with the boss. Oh, he has goons. He has minions. Okay, that's a little tricky. This boss's attack pattern is a little different from what I remember, but basically my strategy for him is kind of my strategy of a lot of these, like, wait, why aren't you fighting? Who is that? Oh, that's the, I'm gonna put this on. I think that just does a little bit more damage. I think you're going to die soon. Yeah. Okay. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take out these hoppers with the, Ooh. I'm going to take out the hoppers with the poison arrow and then take out this guy with the triple shot. Oh man, that right there is why I don't like the sniper. Did you see what happens there? All of my shots fire straight over that guy. Not a fan of that at all. And I have enough magic now, so every other shot actually poisons enemies, which is really good. Seriously, look at this. Like, this is why I don't like the sniper. He always does this. He always overshoots because enemies always walk towards him when he attacks. And the only way to alleviate that is to either pull like some sort of weird trick shot like this where you keep going back and forth on the enemy, or have the enemy stand on top of you, which kind of goes against the idea that he is a ranged attacker. Oh well, at least the triple shot is good, although it doesn't really do that much damage. He can still fire at me, but he can't actually reach me from that angle. Alright. I like the dragon enemies. That's what these things are called, by the way. They're called dragons. There we go. Okay, cool. Let's go back to town real quick. Let's go ahead and charge those up. Let's do the Grassland 4. Let's get all the Grasslands out of the way now. This weapon is better. I haven't tried this one yet. It's pretty much like the first weapon, but it's a little bit stronger, and it fires 2 arrows at once. There we go. I also forgot what the enemies in this level drop, too. You know, I did buy a couple book entries off screen. There's sort of like a bestiary in this game, but to actually buy the entries, you need a little bit of money. So I bought some of the earliest ones just to refresh my memory on what exactly enemies drop in this game. And I should probably go ahead and do it for these levels too, because again, I'm not really familiar with them. Or I'm not as familiar with them as I probably could be. I'll grab that. Alright, cool. I want to fight some new enemies. There we go. Oh, you fire more shockwaves. That's your gimmick. Okay, let's do this. Didn't drop anything. I mostly just want to see what these guys drop right now. And we have more X-Walkers. Okay. Yeah, these ones fire little tiny bullets too. Paying very close attention to my health. Oh, they fire 2 shots. That's kind of fun. Oh, a new whip. Oh, that's the Iron Whip. Oh, no wonder I never pay attention to this level. Oh, it's another one of these fights. Okay. Put everyone on off. Put them all to the right. Let's see here. Let's put the poison arrow back on. And the the long ring on as well, so he has a higher range. Yeah, sort of like that. Should I put the submachine gun on too? I kind of want to show it off, at least like once, and see what it does. Or show off what it does. It pretty much just rapid fires bullets. And oh, he has enough magic now that the shots in this thing only consume one gold per shot. That's pretty good. By the way, the submachine gun, this thing's damage is like numerous but very small, so I gave it the red crystal in order to maximize his damage pretty well. The red crystal is pretty good for that sort of thing. There's another crystal in the game that boosts your damage by a percentage, and depending, whether one would be better than the other is all dependent on the kind of weapon you're using. Okay, so that guy's done now. I'm gonna turn this off, because, yeah. I also have this on the gunner, the iron metal. The very first boss in the game can drop that, although it's a very rare drop. It increases the experience you gain by 10%, which really adds up this early in the game. And considering that this is the only weapon I plan to permanently use the entire game, I figured it'd be nice to have something that useful on it. I might give him like a black stone or a red stone later. Okay, this could be a mess. I don't think anyone's gonna die. Oh no, you died. Can we do this? Oh, we got the 2 worst guys left. Oh, you're still alive. I thought you were dead. Oh, come on. We're gonna finish off with him because you're the heaviest hitter here. That should be good. There we go. Okay, cool. Alright, heal up. You know, you can also buy items from the shop, or buy weapons for the shop. However, I don't recommend it. And the reason why is because any weapon you buy from a shop will only have 1 combo item. or one like compo slot, whereas monsters you get, weapons you get off of enemies have 2. Can I buy like the book for any of those levels? Oh, the Peridot. I kind of want the Peridot for this thing. I'll grind for that off screen because the drop rates for these particular items can be pretty rare, or for the compo items can be pretty rare. And we have Grassland next. Okay. Or Grassland 5. We're going to be fighting trees, so always equip the fire weapons. That's my go-to for this strategy for these levels. You know, there's something I've always loved about fighting trees with fire in this game. There are weaknesses and resistances in this game, like some enemies will take double damage or 1 damage from certain kinds of attacks. However, these trees aren't weak to fire. But the cool thing I've always found about the fire weapons in this game is that all of them have a tendency to kind of stay in one place. Like, for example, the fire ring. Like when it activates, like a little puff of fire stays in one place. And because the trees also stay in one place, it does extra damage to them. Even though it's not technically a weakness, it is technically a weakness. Like I always thought that was really cool. So if you see trees, use fire on them, even if they may not be weak to fire. Now that I think about it, elemental weaknesses aren't introduced until a little bit into this game. This was certainly one of those Accretion sort of games, though, where they just added more mechanics as they went farther in, which makes sense because, as you can see down here, this game was originally made in 2008, and they've just been adding to it ever since. It's quite impressive, actually. I've been following it since pretty early. I want to say the very earliest I played Stick Ranger was when Seaside 1 was a new level. If that gives you a good representation of how long I've been playing this for. Let's put you over here and take care of some of those. You'll do some damage before you die. Now, I think these enemies actually drop one of the cards I really want to get. These big red trees right here. I forgot which one it was, though. I just remember liking it quite a bit. It must be the Bullets card, because that's the only way I would remember. Because the Bullets card is pretty good no matter the team you're using. It increases the amount of bullets your like an attack will fire. That guy's doing all right over there. You're almost dead. Okay, I didn't get the card, but whatever. I don't think they can reach me. Yeah, the red trees that fire or that shoot fire, you only have a pretty limited range. Ooh, a new weapon. The fire arrow. I quite like that one actually. When it's another magical weapon, but when it activates, it drops like a little place of fire on top of a monster. And is that? No, that's not the level I think it is. There's a particular level coming up with enemies that you can kind of cheese and have them stay in place, and I'll equip that weapon for that, even though I don't have any compo items on it right now. Oh, that doesn't happen often. He just walked into the exit himself. That really does not happen often. I know these guys throw fire at you. There we go. Get you out of there. Are there any more? Or are there any new enemies in this area? No, I think it's only those 3. Yep. Okay. Have you take care of the tree, and the other 3 can take care of these bats for the time being. Well, he's not going to kill the tree, especially with those guys swarming on him, but... yeah, whatever. Put this on you. There's a particular weapon I really want to get for the sniper called like the rifle. And what it is it's just a single shot that has a lot of range and does a lot of damage, and I find it quite useful. I consider it one of his best lines of weapons, actually, as they upgrade and get better throughout the game. Alright, cool. Oh my god, no, I'm not dealing with this. Nice. I think we have Grassland. Oh, I don't have enough money. Uh-oh. How much do these sell for? How much do I need again? Like 700? Hmm. You know what, admittedly, all I really need for this next level is one guy. So I'm just gonna revive you normally, and then what I'm gonna do... how much MP does that need? I have enough. It's enough for a two-shot. I'm gonna put the greenstone on you, and also this, just for the fun of it. I'm gonna put, yeah, you're fine on. Now there's a little trick you can do in this upcoming level. I think this is the upcoming level. Okay, so these are wheel enemies. What they do is they roll towards you, and then they like do damage when they're on top of you. However, and I'm not sure if this is intentional or not, if you hold a single ranger above a group of wheels, they will continuously try to like get to them, even though they can't jump, they can't move or anything of that. Like uh-oh, that might be a problem. But yeah, so if you have a type of unit that can like hit a bunch of enemies with a single shot, kind of like this fire little place that he's putting down, you can do a lot of damage to these particular monsters and actually like defeat them quite easily using this strategy. I recommended it if like it's a good grinding spot in my opinion. In fact, if you want, even the boss is susceptible to this. Not all wheels in the game are susceptible to this trick, but it is useful, at least for this level. There is this one wheel boss way late in the game that I absolutely hate that you cannot do this to. It fires like poison straight up, and it will like just kill anything in its way. So this guy should be almost done. And you know what? I should have enough money to revive my dudes now. There we go. Okay. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have put this on you for that level. Just to min-max a little bit more experience. Whatever. We have Castlegate next. Oh, and Forest 1. Okay, the Forest levels are fun. They're easier if you have a Magician. Like, way easier, because, like, one of my favorite weapons in the game you can get in the Forest. For the time being, I should be fine. Ooh, the laser gun. I love the laser gun. I'm just kind of looking through this real quick, because from my experience, typically the weapons that are inside of the turn all your melee guys off with this level, in my opinion. But typically the weapons that are available in the shop are weapons you can actually get at the moment. So this time around, we're introducing a new kind of monster. This is called the Mushroom. Basically, what they do is they attack whenever they are attacked. And these particular mushrooms are pretty pathetic in the sense that the only way they can hit you, or their only means of fighting back is this very short-ranged poison. And poison is a new status ailment. It does exactly what you think. Like it would it doesn't last that long from these enemies, but there's some poisons in the game that can last very, very long, and they do damage to your ranger as long as they are on them. And it's pretty quick damage too. Weapon is actually one of the most potent types of is actually my favorite stat, or is one of the most potent types of ways to do damage. There are two status ailments in the game that I am a huge, huge fan of, and poison is one of them. It's just so good if you want some constant damage on something. I'm pretty certain that that these enemies also drop the volcano, which is a weapon for the magician that destroys these things very, very quickly. Yeah, so this is pretty much how you're meant to take out mushrooms, at least in this level. Just hit them with long-range attacks, and they really should not be able to hurt you at all. This is one of those good grinding levels where you can just kind of have a bunch of guys attacking, and then, I don't know, maybe tab away and do something else. Like, I think they also drop stones too, which I kind of want, but am unfortunately not really getting. Okay, I'm getting a little tired of this. Let's move on. Let's go to the boss of this level. It's another mushroom. It's another mushroom. Now, I know these mushrooms... Yeah, you can use the same strategy on these because they actually fire stuff at you. Yeah, so... Oh, I also think the mushrooms are immune to poison. These ones, at least. I think some in the game aren't. And hey, there's the volcano. I am a huge, huge fan of this weapon. Let's, Yeah, like... it's... Also, I think there are technically 3 of these large mushrooms in this, Uh-oh. I think there are technically 3 large mushrooms here. I think 2 of them are just kind of stacked on top of each other, though. I think it's the 2 on the right. Sometimes that happens. Let's kill these guys while we're here. Just less monsters to worry about in the long run. Okay, cool. Yeah, if you notice, this one is firing twice as much as the one on the right. The reason why is because this enemy is technically two of those big mushrooms stacked on top of each other. I love this boss. This one's almost done. There we go. Alright. Now we have left is this tiny clump of mushrooms. Uh-oh. There we go. Alright, cool. I think there are 2 more levels I want to do in this episode. I want to do Forest 2 and as well as Castle Gate, because I'm a big fan of Castle Gate. A lot of good weapons and items can be found there. Now, Forest 2 is basically the exact same kind of level. It's just that the mushrooms are a tiny bit stronger, and instead of those hoppers, we have bats now. It's so identical, in fact, that I think I'm just going to skip most of it. It's pretty much exactly what you think it is, like all these monsters. Oh, the boss is a little bit different, too. Instead, it's one big mushroom that fires a very strong and potent poison. This poison can last quite a while. Yeah, it also lingers on the floor as well. Look how fast it's going to drain his health. That's how dangerous poison can be sometimes. And that's not even like the strongest poison in the game. Like, the poison in this game can get ridiculous. Like I just said, it's one of the best status ailments for a reason. I was already at half health. Oh. Poison... Oh boy, this is going to be easier for taking out the bat. I just want to kill this thing. He's not going to kill me. Good. Alright, put the fire arrow back on. Uh-oh. Okay, good. Didn't last too long. You really don't want to get hit by many of these. For obvious reasons. Uh-oh. Oh, the sniper's almost dead. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna play it safe. Turn you off. I'm gonna revive you. Then I'm gonna have him do some damage. In fact, for this, I think the Mach Punch might be better. Just because I think it does more damage per second. Oh yeah, look at that. If it's not obvious enough, the Boxer has the shortest range of all classes in the game, but he does the most amount of damage if you can just stack him right on top of an enemy. There we go. Okay, cool. That was a little trickier than I thought it was going to be, but we did it. Okay, what next? What weapons are available? I remember liking the Spark Glove quite a bit. Oct Arrow is fun. Fires 8 bullets at once. Bazooka. I mainly want this laser gun. I love that weapon so much. And do you get the charge ring? No. When do you get the charge ring? That's another weapon I love. Okay, let's do Castlegate. Now this level, let's... Oh boy, put that back on you. This level is a little tricky. It's the first time we get introduced to the Stickman monsters, who basically just maraud towards you, and then they're a little bit like the walkers, but they actually move at a pace that's somewhat significant. Is this a good setup? I think it is. Yeah, they just should be able to work. Oh wait, you're on off. Turning you on. I remember liking a lot of the weapons that are dropped in this particular level. Oh, this also has wheels as well, and yes, you can use that trick on those ones too. Okay. I think this is our first time seeing this, like, arrow attack. It's pretty dangerous if you don't know how to dodge it, which is basically just, like, moving left and right and being careful. It can do a lot of damage if you just let it sit on you for a while like this. Okay, cool. That wasn't nearly as bad. That wasn't nearly as difficult as that level usually gives me. You know, I think I'm going to do 2 more levels before I call it off here. I'm going to do Hill Country 1 and 2, or 2 and 3. Or maybe not. You know, I can do these levels later. I think that's enough for this. We did a whole bunch of more levels. I opened up some more grinding opportunities and grinding spots. I'm going to get some more weapons. And then next time, we will continue on. I'm not sure what we'll do next time, but we'll do something kind of interesting. See you guys then. Thanks for watching.